Hey guys, how's everyone doing? My name is Sam. Welcome to episode number 6 of Adventure to Ascension. So, carrying on from episode number 5, I am here at the third Ascension boss. This is Tertius. Now, this boss was quite interesting compared to the other two that I've killed, and it was actually a lot more difficult than the other two as well, because with this boss, it summoned monsters, and if you used an AoE attack on a certain monster here, it would stun you, and you just got completely torn. And at the very start of this, I didn't actually know what was going on or why I was becoming stunned. So I found it very difficult to actually get started. And I did actually die a couple of times, which was quite frustrating here because, obviously when you die, the chance of getting a drop is gone. You just pretty much wasted a keystone. So it's quite frustrating. But after a while, I did get the hang of it. And luckily, from then on, it was all good. And I actually did manage to get the signet. And this one was definitely the fastest one so far. I got this on the 36th kill. Or the 36th key, I suppose you can also say. And I'm very, very happy to actually get it because at this moment in time, I didn't like this boss, to be honest. It was fun, but at the same time, I wanted to move away from it just because it did require quite a lot of concentration. There was still that chance of you dying quite easily. So I was glad to move on from it. And, I'm happy as always to get the signet. That means I'm actually halfway through of completing one crossbow. And then, of course, I've actually got to go back and get the second set of signets to complete the other. But very, very happy to get it. Really doing well on these keystones, actually. Or I should say signets. I always get them mixed up now in this series. But very good on the signets because the drop rate of them is 1 in 64. So I've beaten them all the way through, which I'm really, really happy about. The first one was 62 kills, the second was 53 kills, and now this one is 36 kills. So really, really good on that, and hopefully it will continue through to all the other bosses. Okay then, so after finishing at Tertius, it was back to making money, and I went to a boss which is actually my favourite boss in RuneScape, and one that I haven't been to in a while. That is the Dagannoth Kings. There's no real reason why I haven't been here. I've not been neglecting them at all. I mean, like I said, they are my favourite boss, so there's nothing that I'm worried about here. I think it's mainly just because I've just been busy doing other bosses, I suppose. There's quite a lot of bosses in the game right now, so there's a variety to do. But after heading to DK's, I did actually manage to pick up a Warrior's Ring, being the first drop. Got that quite early on, which was nice to see, even though I think the Warrior Ring is only worth about 300k, but still nonetheless, getting a drop early on is always good. And then shortly afterwards, I did manage to get a dragon hatchet, which was sweet. It was always nice to see one of them on the floor. They are worth about 3.4 mil, so I think the last time I did these, they were worth a bit more. I think at one point they might have even gone up to 6 mil, which was just incredible. So they have actually halved in price, but still the best drop here, and still one to be happy about. And then I actually managed to get another one. I believe this is on the same trip, so really happy about that. Always nice to get dragon hatchets from these guys, and that's all good. Just gonna be nice in the drop tag. Got to make as much money as I can. And then the final drop out of Dagannoth Kings whilst I was here was another Warrior Ring. So I managed to get 2 Warrior Rings and also 2 Dragon Hatchets, which wasn't too bad. Happy about the drops here. And, like I said, it's going to be good in the drop tab, and hopefully it will add up nicely. Okay then, so talking about the drop tab, let's actually have a look at where I currently stand. But before I do that, let's withdraw the items from that DK's trip. Now, I did go to DK's for a little bit, but this was really the only good trip from all of it. I'm usually quite lucky there, but the luck wasn't too great for this time. But all of the drops do add up to just under 12 mil, which is really good from a 2 hours trip of DK. So on average, it's about, well, I say on average, I always say you can't really give an average of DKs because it varies all the time, but for this trip it was like 6 mil an hour, which is really good. But other trips you can make like 2 mil an hour, so it is all over the place. But this trip was definitely good. Got a whole load of water talismans too, so yeah, chuffed to bits about that, and yeah, it's all good. So now let's actually have a quick look of where I currently stand. The loot tab looks really awesome at the top with all of them signets there. Got 3 of them, and especially all them leftover keys. So not really too many other items here which stand out apart from the dragon hatchets, but it's a start, and hopefully it adds up to a nice amount. So after being curious as to where I currently stand on the loot tab, I did actually price check it, and it added up to 24 mil, which was actually enough for me to actually buy the next 50 keys for Quartus. I think all the keys would add up to about 22 mil, so I had just about enough to buy them. And of course I went ahead and sold all the loot. And yep, I managed to actually get the 50 keys for Quartus, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's actually quite fun doing the Ascension bosses. It's something different, and it's always fun seeing the signet on the floor, and just sort of like, it's just fun to see how long it's going to take me. It's always nice to hope that you can get it early on, and personally I just find it fun getting all the drops and all of that. So I'm going to now head over to Quartus, and as always, fingers crossed I can get this one early on. That'd be great because I've had such a good run recently. Hopefully it will continue, and I can finish this boss soon. Quartus. Oh my god, this boss is definitely my favorite so far. I really don't know why. I just seem to like it. I mean, I like the little dungeon it's in. It's actually a little bit brighter than the others, which was a lot better because I did actually find it quite difficult. Even though I know you can change the lighting detail, I just like to have everything on max, so I kept it that way. But Quartus itself was an easy boss to kill. Its only special attack really was to drag you in after every 25% of health it lost, which really wasn't too bad. It might seem quite tricky, but it was quite simply you just had to run away again, and that was it. And yeah, the whole boss was it was quite easy to kill from that point of view. So it was a lot better than Tertius. I could actually kill it a lot faster as well, and just the overall experience was good fun as well. And I did actually manage to pick up a whole load of Sirenic scales. I managed to pick up 4 in total. They just kept coming in thick and fast. I have no idea what was going on, but I just seemed to have kept getting them, which is always nice. They're worth about 300k, so they're not exactly the most compared to what they used to be, but still the Sirenic scales are nice to pick up. I think it's actually one of the best drops you can get from here, unless it drops a keystone, which is, you know, one of the most valuable ones, and I guess also the signets too, if you value them over money. But talking about the signet, I did actually manage to get it after, well, 39 kills, so the luck here at the Ascension dungeon is continuing through. 39 kills is very, very good. Very similar to the one before, and that is the 4th one now, so I'm making some awesome progress with this series, and I'm really happy to have it. They look really cool as well, the signets. I don't know why, I just like the look of them. So that's going to go into the bank now, and the next boss is going to be Quintus, which unfortunately has a very, very expensive key of around 900k. Okay, so I am back at the bank now, and I'm going to price check all of the loot I managed to get from killing Quartus. Now, it's quite nice from killing these bosses because all of the drops you get are relatively good. There's not really a drop which is bad, so it's always good to pick all of them up, and it does add up quite nicely. Got a load of Ascension shards. I'm going to be making them into bolts once I finish this series, and all of the drops add up to a total of 3.5 mil, which really isn't too bad. I also got a load of crimson charms and blue charms from it too, and I'm really liking the look of the tab right now, especially all of them signets and keys which I have, and the keys I have left over is going to be nice for the next round, as hopefully I'll be able to get the signets from them as well, because I do need to get 2 signets of each to make both of the crossbows. I actually also need to go to TD sometime as well and get the dragon limbs, but I haven't got any plans of them yet, but they will be done in the future. What I'm going to be doing as well, once I've got the full first set of the signets, I'm not going to make the crossbow. I'm going to wait until I've got both, and then I'm going to make it for like the grand finale, and you know, I need to get the dragon limbs first, but it's going to be epic once it's all done, and I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so you guys have been banging on the door for me to go do next, and I finally decided to go over there and, you know, start killing her. And I've got nothing really against her in terms of going, but, you know, I'm just a solo guy. You know, I prefer to go to a boss and solo it rather than teaming. But, you know, sometimes teaming is a really good way to make money, so I've decided to go there. And I know it's quite enjoyable to watch as well, to see someone up next. So I did actually manage to get a whole load of kills in, and to be honest, I've actually got a lot better at next than the previous time I've been here. I don't go to next often, but this time it just seemed a lot easier. I bring like a range switch with me as well, so every time I need to kill a minion, I can quickly switch to that, and I swear down that the switches are faster anyway. Of course, they've removed the cooldown, which is amazing. There used to be a cooldown when you switched like combat styles, and that was really frustrating, especially at next when you need to constantly keep switching over and doing all of that stuff. So with that gone, it does make it a lot easier. The only thing they need to do now is sort out the dead clicks, because sometimes when you click on an item, it doesn't actually equip it, and that can be quite frustrating. But after a while, you sort of get the hang of it, and you know how to do it well, and it is really good fun. Next is good fun. I've been doing it in trios. I've not, you know, I can't solo it, or I haven't duoed in a while, so a trio seemed alright, and even if we did get a split, it'd still be a fair amount of money. Now, I did get a lot of kills in, and I tried to record as much as I could. It definitely was a really good boss to go to, and I'm going to go there again just because I really did enjoy it, so you're going to see a lot of next in the future. But unfortunately, whilst I was here, we didn't actually manage to pick up any splits, but we did get a whole load of drops, which you can see on the screen right now, which is awesome. Like I keep saying, next was a really good fun boss to go to, and it goes to show that, you know, teaming, you know, if you got a good team, you know, these things can be quite fun. So I will definitely go here more often, and when I do come back, hopefully there will be some big splits. And if you do want me to continue at a certain boss, always just leave in the comments as well what you think of the series and things like that, because I always look in the comments and see what you guys are putting. And if you want me to continue going next, put it in the comments, you know, and if it gets loads of thumbs up, then I probably will go back, and you know, we'll go from there. So for the time I was at next, like I said, I didn't actually get any splits, but the drops I did get included the Onyx bolts, which you can see on the screen right now, We got things like magic seeds, green dragon hide, herbs, things like that. You know, just the average loot, which is relatively nice. I bet when next came out, all of this stuff was very, very expensive, but now most of it is relatively cheap. But you know, I'm still happy with that. The drops here are still kind of, you know, well, they are actually still very good compared to most bosses. You know, if you compare it with Corporal Beast or something. So I'm still happy with all of the loot. And of course, as we trioed it, we had to split all the loot, which is what I did. We went to the Lunar Bank, and I took all the loot and then split it with everyone. And I'm going to show it on the screen right now of everything I made. So if I open up the price checker and chuck in all of loot for the first trip, it is 2.7 mil. So obviously, if you don't get a split, the profits are minimal. But nonetheless, it was good fun, and hopefully for the next trip we will get some splits. Okay, so here I am back at Next for the second trip, and unfortunately I don't actually have as many clips as the trip before, not because we didn't get as many kills, but because someone on the team had a seismic 1, so they did a lot more damage than me and got the majority of the kills. But unfortunately for this trip as well, we didn't actually get a single split. But of course we got the average loot, which does add up after a bit. But we still want to get some more splits. That'd be great. And like I said before, if you want me to do some more next, or if you want me to do another boss, then let me know in the comments as well. And if you want me to stay at a boss until we get a split, that would be helpful to know as well. So always look in the comments and thumbs one up if someone said something that you like. But yeah, we're gonna head back to Lunar Bank now, and split all the loots and see how much we made. And once again, I do apologize that there isn't as many clips, just because obviously, like I said, as long as I got the kills, that's all I could record, and seeing as I didn't actually get many of the kills, I couldn't. If we got a split, then it would broadcast it into the chat box, but we didn't, so I couldn't record that either. But adding in all of the loot now into the price checker, I actually managed to make 1.5 mil from this one. So definitely not as much as the one before, but still definitely not as much as what we planned. Would have been nice to even get one single split just to show on video. But there we go for some next. Alright then guys, so there's all the clips I've managed to record over the past week. If you are enjoying the series and this episode in particular, please give it a thumbs up. You guys seem to do that throughout all the episodes now, so I do trust you to do it for this one as well, and that'd be great. I really am enjoying this series. It's really fun to do, and the progress I'm making is amazing. If I go to the loot tab and have one more look of where I currently stand, it is looking quite comfortable. We got the signets at the top here of the 4. They look nice and pretty up there, nice and colourful. We've got the leftover keystones here, which are adding up quite nicely actually. We've got some next drops and just a few random drops from Quartus, and I am really looking forward to episode 7. So if you have got a boss for me to do, please chuck it in the comments, and also if you see someone who has left the same boss as you, make sure to throw their comment a thumbs up so it stands out more. It gives me a better way to see it. But yeah guys, this is it for episode number 7 of Adventure to Ascensions. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.